Welcome to Silent Wisdom. This is Manu. Today I'm going to talk about siddhis or spiritual powers on the spiritual path. Many seekers are interested in spiritual powers, and many of them take on a spiritual path only so that they can gain certain siddhis or powers which would make them extra special or which would make them significant in the eyes of others, or they would have something which would be different than what others have. That's all right. There is no harm in wanting to take on a spiritual path because you want to gain certain powers, and one can gain definitely. However, in my experience of walking on a spiritual path, I'm going to share with you what I have realized are the most important siddhis or the most important powers. And although I'm very, very sorry to burst your balloon, but these powers have been given to us by default when we took birth as a human. And it is ironical that we are not making use of those powers. We have not cultivated them, which have been given to us already. And we are running after something which is kind of unknown, or something which looks like something extraordinary. So I would say, before we work towards those other powers which can be gained through spiritual practices, let's first start with cultivating and using those powers or qualities which have been given to us for free. They are with us. But what happens is, the mind has this tendency to say, oh, this is something which everybody has. What's the big deal about it? And we come in the ploy of the mind, and we never make use of these powers. Now, let me give you a scenario. Let's say you gift an iPad to somebody, let's say your parent who is old, who is not aware of what an iPad is about. You gift them an iPad, and you come home the next day and you see that your mother is using iPad like a chopping board. Now, what are you going to think? You will be shocked, isn't it? iPad being used as a chopping board? Okay. All right. Another scenario. You give a smartphone to your father. You gift him that, and he only uses that smartphone to make calls. That's all. Now, when we look at these, we feel, oh, or we kind of laugh at these incidents. We cannot believe that that can also happen. However, let me tell you, this is still acceptable. But if there is a God up there who is watching us, and when he would say, he would see that what we are doing with this body and mind that he has given to us, I'm sure he would be more in shock than we are when we see an iPad or an iPhone being used the way I described it is. This body and mind that we have received is the finest instrument, is the finest machine that is possible on this earth. And what are we doing with it? Eating, sleeping, reproducing. That is all that we do with this. What infinite possibilities exist for this body, for this mind, we have no clue about. And because almost everybody around us does not use these powers, does not use this body-mind machine to do things which are exclusive. So we kind of just, we also do the same things. So my suggestion is that before we search for those siddhis or those powers that will come on the spiritual path, let us first start making use of the powers that are already with us. Okay, let's not worry because everybody has them and nobody is using them, or it's just the ego which says you need to be exclusive. If everybody has it, then what's the point? But yes, there is a point. While everybody has it, everybody is not using them. So why don't you start cultivating these powers in yourself and make miracles? Yes. So I'm going to talk today about 3 powers that all of us have. And some of you may have already started cultivating them. Some of you may already be making miracles out of those powers. And even if you have not started as yet, you can start today itself. It is not too late. The first power that I'm going to talk about is called attention. Yes, you heard it right. Attention. What is attention? It is our ability of the mind to pay attention to whatever we want. Think about it. If right now I ask you to think of an aeroplane, you will be able to. If I ask you, okay, right now go to an ocean or think of an ocean mentally, you would be able to, isn't it? So we have this capacity to take our attention to whatever or wherever we want. This mind has a capability. However, for whatever reason or ignorance, we do not choose what we attend to. To elaborate on this, let me share with you that there are 2 kinds of worlds. There is a world outside you, which is consisting of objects, people, and situations. And there is a world inside of you, which is consisting of thoughts, emotions, feelings, and memories. Okay. Now, there is a very natural tendency of the mind to be focusing its attention on whatever is demanding, okay, or wherever there is something big going on. So for example, if there is some event happening outside, or there is some person there who's saying certain things, or there is a political situation, everybody is talking about it, then automatically we focus our attention on that. Or if some negative event has happened in our life, then automatically our attention will go to that negative event. So attention has its capacity to move on its own to whatever is the most dominant event happening, whether outside of you or there is something which is happening inside of you, which may be a dominant thought, a feeling, or an emotion or a memory, something. Sometimes you would have found yourself that something happened 10 years back. Okay, somebody had hurt you, and that memory will come and all your attention will move to that particular incident, spoiling your mood, spoiling whatever that you were supposed to do. So the attention is getting diverted on its own. We also say that there is an uncanny attraction for distraction with the attention. But the good news is that we have the capacity to attend to what we choose. So let us say if there is an event which is going on outside in the world, and that is catching attention, but I can choose to divert my attention from there and focus on what I want to do. Maybe there is something negative event happening out there. And if I'm not going to be harmed personally by it, if my body does not need to fight for survival over there, then I can focus on something which is more constructive for me, which is more useful for me. Or if my attention is getting diverted by something of a memory or a feeling that has just come inside from the mind, again, I can choose to divert my attention to something more positive, to something more neutral. But somehow, most of us do not choose to use this power of focusing our attention. And just if you start using this power, if you start cultivating this of shifting your attention to where you want it to focus on, I can guarantee you that there will be miracles in your life. To start with, I will give you 3 tips. Okay. There are times, of course, let me even give you that in 24 hours, maybe 12 hours, you need to attend to things which need your attention. So for example, if you are cooking or you are driving or you are working in your office or whatever work that you are doing, I'm giving you about 12 hours. And let's say even if the sleep, if we take 8 hours of sleep, so 12 plus 8, 20 hours. Still there are 4 hours which are left, where you will just simply get distracted here and there, and the focus will be on non-essential things. Those times, just decide to focus your attention and keep it on the body, inside the body. Not just, in case you're following a practice already, it's not about just 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes in the evening as part of your meditation thing and you have kind of ticked it off. No, that's fine. That you can continue to do. But I'm saying spending most of the time keeping your attention inside the body. That's all. Instead of checking messages on the phone, which may be completely useless, or checking notifications, or getting distracted by phone calls, or some stupid program that is going on in the television, or watching a useless video on YouTube. Please focus your attention inside your body. By doing this, if you can do that continuously for 1 to 3 months, there will be changes in you that will be clearly perceptible, not only to you, but also to others. So that is on attending to the body. As you progress, you can start attending to the breath, what people also do in Vipassana. So if you're just sitting, you can, first you start focusing on the body, you can also start focusing on the breath. So the incoming breath and the outgoing breath. Just stay there, keep your attention there. Yes, the mind is going to tell you, why should I focus on the breath? I rather watch a TV, I rather talk to, gossip with my friend. So that's a choice. If you want that power, if you want that siddhi, you will have to do this practice. The third thing that you can do is for attention, if you close your eyes and whenever possible, whenever your attention is not required for essential survival process things, keep the attention here on the third eye. That is going to help you a lot. Okay, so focusing on the body, keeping the attention inside the body, attention on the breath, and attention on the third eye. So this is the first power that you can cultivate. The second power, which we all humans have, is the ability to let go. Let go of old thoughts, old emotions, old hurts, maybe some situations, people, events, things, possessions, which are no longer serving us. We have this power, isn't it? Can we not choose to just let go? But somehow we never use this power and we keep on hoarding, we keep on collecting, whether it is objects, whether it is people, whether it is our memories, emotions. And now you can say, I know you can say, oh, how can I deal with the memories? If they are there, I cannot let go of them. They are there. But well, if you would make an effort, there are ways to let go of your memories as well. Very simple methods if you're interested. So letting go. And by letting go, you create so much space in your mind, in your body, in your environment, that there is space for new things to happen. And that again is the place where miracles start happening. The third siddhi, or the power that you have, which again can bring miracles in your life, is what Krishna has been talking about throughout in the Bhagavad Gita. Do not become a doer. Do all the actions, do all your duties, carry out all your responsibilities beautifully, but do not think that you are the doer. I know you would say, how is that possible? How is that in my hand to practice? How is that a power? Well, if you decide, if you make a strong spiritual intention that today onwards, I will do all my actions, I will carry out all my responsibilities without becoming the doer, without worrying about the consequences or the results, but just out of love. There is nothing that can stop you from doing that. It's completely up to you. And if you feel it is too difficult, then I would suggest experiment. Okay, do not make it your life purpose right now. You have to take baby steps. So you could maybe decide one day to start with, and then move on to make it 3 days and 7 days, where you say you become completely aware that today I am not going to be the doer. Today, I will do all my actions without expecting any consequences. Once you are able to do that for 24 hours, I would say increase it to 3 days. Once you are able to do it for 3 days, increase it to 7 days. And you will see miracles. There are people who have tried these. These are completely tried, tested activities that I'm sharing with you, and normal people just like you and me who have tried these, and things have worked out beautifully for them. So I will repeat again. On the spiritual path, one can attain siddhis and powers. But before we do that, let us first make use of the powers which we already have. Let us cultivate them. And the 3 powers that I have talked about today are: first, attention, your ability to shift your attention to where you want. Second, letting go. And third, not becoming the doer of the actions. I hope this helps you. Thank you very much for listening, and I will see you again very soon.